enhancers and PEDs, yeah. But I keep saying this, and for my discussions and talks with many ladies, it's only a small factor
Right.
to it.
Oh,
It's just
totally.
it's needed for the process. There's
Yeah.
natural competitors, but natural's being different from the more enhanced competitors. But if you don't follow a diet, be consistent.
Yeah.
Be disciplined. You're not going to look like someone like yourself. You know.
Exactly. Like the steroids, the PEDs are more actually for the recovery. So you're going to recover faster. You still have to work hard, if not harder, And then, like I said, myself being a hard gainer, I could take, unlimited things, but my potential to grow, like, it just wasn't happening. And I didn't want to go too hard and harsh with PEDs. So I made the decision just to pull back, and I feel so much better. My body's so much happier, less inflamed. And, but yeah, they're a very, very small part. But yeah, I mean, in the pro leagues, especially being female, you need it. Most women need it, and but it's not. Like I said, it's more for the recovery, and so you're able to go back to the gym the next day and push hard and keep going back and push hard. But without the diet, and I really didn't learn that until I was a personal trainer for a long time, and I used to tell people, oh, diet is 80% of it. I would say it's 95% of it. After competing and learning how much diet changes your body from day to day, um 95% of it's diet. You could train your butt off. And I'm sure people see those people in the gym. They're at the gym every day, but their body never changes because their diet's not changing. If they tweaked things, if they would, remove some things and put other things in place, their bodies would change. So it's diet all the way.
Yeah.
What I
Uh,
what I believe. My
yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah. Here's a comment from a man, Ball Z. He says this. He says, she's a little bit shredded for bikini. Yeah. You
Yeah,
see it.
I have to watch that. It's a fine line with my body type because I just get very lean and I eat a lot. I eat a lot of carbs. I'm so blessed that way. But Sandy, her feedback was to watch the legs because she goes, your legs are a little bit lean. So it's a fine line I have to walk. So for me, the struggle is keeping a tight waist and full glutes, and not being so lean. So keeping that fullness, but not spilling over necessarily. So myself personally, the look I had 2 years ago at North Americans, I liked better than last year's physique, but my glutes were fuller last year. But I feel like my waist wasn't as tight. But glutes win the bikini show. So as long as I can keep my glutes full, although at the pro level, I mean everything has to be dialed in. So yeah, it's tough. That's my struggle.
Yeah, because I know that's why they're bringing the new fit model division because they feel like bikini's getting too close to how figure started originally.
Yeah, which I'm
I
happy
mean,
about. It's
yeah,
good for me because that's my body type more, but just not with as much muscle.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you don't want too much roundness in your shoulders. You don't want too much, you know, too much definition in especially your abdominals. You want that nice lean look, but still fullness in your glutes. This is for a man, Balls Deep. He says, who's her trainer? So who's you working with as a trainer?
Me.
You? That's you?
I'm self-coached. Yeah, I
Oh,
coach myself in with for my pro card. I am self-coached. Yeah, I had a coach up until 2 years ago, and then things weren't. I wasn't happy with how my body was looking, and so I prepped like peak week 2 years ago. Yeah, actually 2 months before peak week, I started kind of veering from what he was telling me to do because it wasn't working and he wasn't really listening. So I kind of did my own thing and I placed well. And then I was going to be hiring another coach. But then things were progressing and I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking, I'm doing okay. And I would go to posing every weekend with Mindy, and Mindy would eyeball me. and be like, "Oh, you're looking really good." And I would tell her what I was doing, and she's like, "Keep doing it." So I just floated into North Americans last year without a coach and somehow nailed it. So I've been flying solo ever since. Yeah. I know
But
my
see,
body. That's the thing too, is I think I love coaches and I love coaching, but I think, I mean, at some point I may need a coach again, but I may, take back these words, but at the end of the day, because I've been doing it so long, I know my body best. I know what my body thrives on, I know what it doesn't like. Can I always do better? Of course. I'm not science minded. I'm more of like the bro science. So I can tell you, yes, I do this, this, and this, but not from the science point. I can be like, well, if I eat this, I look like this. Science, like, I don't know why. But I just kind of fall, I'm a very intuitive trainer in the gym. So when I train myself, it's all intuitive. And pretty much with my food too. So I just play around with my amounts of how
um,
much when I start like dieting for a show. I keep pretty much everything the same, but I just pull amounts as I cruise myself in. So yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the tough part. Like, not a lot of people are their own trainers because sometimes you might. That's why some people like to have a trainer because they want to see something that you might have missed. You give that
Oh
second eye.
yeah. And I'm my
Yeah.
own worst, like that's the other thing too. I'm way harder on myself than any coach has ever been on me. I see my flaws. I see everything. And yeah, because like I said, I see Mindy a lot on weekends. So I'll be like, oh, I see this and this, and we'll be posing, and because she does a group posing session every Saturday for usually over an hour with a group of ladies, and sometimes she doesn't really give me much critique, and I'm like, Mindy, like, there's got to be, I can't be doing everything perfect. So she'll like really look and say, okay, maybe like change that. What happens if you move that way? And but because I see things that she, so yeah, I'm very hard on myself. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to really critique your own self, and figure out, what works for you because you have to push the weights yourself. You don't have the coach yelling at you, saying do this, that, and
Yeah.
that. It's just I think a lot of people who do that with their own trainers. I think you're a special breed of person because most any person wouldn't want to say, I can't trust myself because I
Mm,
can be tempted. Things could happen. And that's why I said, I guess you want to get that other eye from a coach that really,
mhm.
something that you might have missed. That is, it's a good thing that your relationship with Mindy,
Yeah, it's great.
she helps you out, and she's being a competitive long she has, and she can see those things, and then
Yeah.
just point them out to you, and you just okay, let me
Yeah.
fix it. Here we got a
Exactly.
comment from my man. KL says, did she say she's 50? Yes, she did. She's gonna be 55 in May.
Yes.
And also my man, Ball, he says, she looks 30. Yeah,
Oh,
that's not
thank you.
bad. Also,
It's the lighting.
my
That's
man
not
KF
working.
says, if I was 20, I would want to date you, Michelle. Well, I don't think her husband would like that. So you better that'd be big on her, but that also be big on me. So so. And also, my man, okay, he says, I like those arms. Oh God, he likes the arms.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there you go, guys. You got a little
Oh,
flex now,
I
so he's
gotta get the
happy.
light on. My light
Yeah,
keeps going off for some reason. I don't know why,
yeah,
but
it's
there we
probably
go.
motion sensor like that. There you go, guys. You got a little flex, guys. Now you're happy. Put on
I
your
still
t-shirt
love to
lotion.
flex.
Yeah, yeah. Because the guys would actually sometimes when we interviews, guys say, George, ask the flex, ask the flex. I'm not gonna ask anybody to flex. If they flex on their own and they do it voluntarily, I appreciate it. But I'm not gonna ask because she's flexing training every day. So sometimes you might get tired of flexing. But I do appreciate you for doing that. And I know a lot of guys appreciate you for doing that. Now to urge your pro card in North Americans, what's that feeling like for you? When you say now you're IFB pro.
Yeah, that was a huge accomplishment. I think I'm still like, it doesn't even feel real because it's something that, I mean, that wasn't I always wanted my pro card, and then getting it, it was like it was surreal. It was surreal that day. Um, and you pretty much know in prejudging where you stand, and I ended in the middle when they called us off, and I walked off stage, and I said to myself, I'm like, oh my God, I think I just got my pro card. And I almost cried, but then I'm like, well, I don't know yet. Like, I'm not sure. So I played the head game back and forth, and then I had to wait like 6 hours before the night show. So it was painful. We went back to the hotel. I couldn't sleep. I was like up and down, and my husband's like, just relax. And I'm like, I can't. And then when I went back at the night show, um, I pretty much knew, but then I was still questioning it. And the girls before me were coming off, and like nobody's holding a pro card. And I'm like, what's going on? Like maybe they changed the rules this year. And oh my God, I was so in my head. And then finally, when they called us all on stage and they start calling the numbers down, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm getting my car. It was surreal. It was surreal. It was amazing. Like it's one of those nights and days that you wish you could relive over again, just to feel it again.
Yeah. Were your family there with you, or just you by yourself, or was it?
My husband did come with me. Yeah.
Mm.
It was just me and my husband that went down for the show, and he was there with me, actually. It's funny because he's always late. So so he missed. And it was kind of my fault too, because I said, there's probably because he dropped me off and went back to the hotel I think he had a quick workout and a shower or something. And I said, yeah, you probably have like an hour, but the night show moves so quickly. So I had like a second to text him. I'm like, I think I'm going to be going on in like, half an hour or something. And he rushed to get there, but he just missed it. So it was fine, but yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And what's your husband's name? How long y'all been together?
Oh my gosh. So we met in 1999. And we got married, what, 3 or 4 years after that? So we've been together since 99, though.
That's good. That's a good
Yeah.
relationship. I mean, it's good because one thing is that people, especially who get into the sport of bodybuilding, because it's just not a very, instead of getting not a very typical sport, it's very strange, very extreme for most people's mindset. I know I've talked to ladies like they have been in marriages and they broke up because the husband liked them
Yeah.
into it, because it's just changing you. You're in a division where it's more pleasable, especially with bikini compared to
Yeah.
others like women's bodybuilding or even physique or even figure. But it's good that he supports you. He comes to the shows, and your kids are following. For say like your son. I know, and I think, like I said, a lot of people just don't understand, especially in your family, because
Hmm.
they don't know anything about it. The only thing, if they think about bodybuilding, they think about Arnold Schwarzenegger or Lou Ferrigno, Incredible Hulk, and the Terminator. And friends. I've talked to ladies that friendships change because
Yeah.
you're not doing the same thing like you used to, like hanging out
Yeah.
and go like that.
Well, when we met, we were both gym rats. So he was a big boy when we met. He still is a big boy. Muscle bound and the whole thing. And then um he kind of stopped. Like I never stopped training. He stopped training. He was working a lot, and then he was coaching our son's baseball, and so he wasn't in the gym that much for a few years. He was always into fitness though. So, and his frame, he just held the muscle very well over the years too. But then in 2017, so I did my first competition way back like 99, and then I did one or two after that, but it was very rough, very rough. The dieting was different, and he was like, "Oh, you're hangry," and it was awful. So I kind of gave it up because the kids were young, and it was causing a lot of friction. And then in 2017, things were, I mean, marriages, you go ups and downs, right? So I was kind of at the point, the kids were a little older now, and I wanted to do something just for me. And I was in my head, I was kind of like, I'm doing this whether you support me or not. type of deal. And it got him back into the gym though, because seeing me on stage and getting in top shape, he got remotivated and got back in the gym. And then we started training. Well, he started training again, and because when we met, we used to train together. And then at a point, it gets too hard because he's lifting so much heavier than me. So to train together is just a pain because I'm taking off, 7 plates on this side and 14, 14 plates, and who has time for that? So we sometimes still go to the gym together, but we train separate. But yeah, his we've always kind of had fitness as a backdrop in our life, so that helps.
That's good. That's good. He supports you, and he's good, smart because you don't want to be like a bikini girl and be looking like just a way for Diaz on stage and say I'm bikini. Say hey, yo, bitch, you in figures. You're in the wrong division. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's good that you two are. It really helps your relationship.
yeah,
Because I think that's one thing. A bodybuilder can depending on the people, it can help your relationship or it can break your relationship.
exactly. Yeah,
Especially your
it's
skinny
gonna
and
go
short.
either way. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
either with or you're not. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is the question I ask anybody, especially being a fat man. I like food, and Michelle. After that, the North Americans, where is that thing? You've been on your diets and you've been hungry, and where's that thing that was calling you? Where's that thing, as my other guy would say, it makes you stranger, but yet it makes you stronger.
So I am one of the lucky ones that I don't starve too much during prep, but um